ujabula haleluya usathane uyihlupha kuNkulunkulu cela ikhipha cela idawa cela imitha bambelela kusazoshintsha danke imali danke impilo kuNkulunkulu cela izuka ekunthembu kusazoshuba cela ujabula haleluya usathane uyihlupha kuNkulunkulu cela ikhipha cela idawa cela imitha bambelela kusazoshintsha danke imali mangingena ngalewo kepara bayabona kile para nguDavid ngale Prada Louis V on some slashla ukhalingane kukhaluma ne nana keneta finise senza gaso kumbisha mpasi babata samo mangingena ngalewo kepara bayabona kile para nguDavid ngale Prada Louis V on some slashla ukhalingane kukhaluma ne nana keneta finise senza gaso kumbisha mpasi babata samo ujabula haleluya usathane uyihlupha kuNkulunkulu cela ikhipha cela idawa cela imitha danke impilo kuNkulunkulu cela izuka ekunthembu kusazoshuba cela ujabula haleluya usathane uyihlupha kuNkulunkulu cela ikhipha cela idawa cela imitha.
Hey guys, how you doing? How you doing? We're about to start. Introduce yourself. Just drop us a text in the chat to everyone and tell us, who are you? Where you from? It's part of selling yourself. It's part of what we're talking about, selling yourself. So who's with you? How many people are sitting next to you? How many people are talking? Who is that? We have a Kevin from Uganda. Welcome, Kevin. Okay, great. Let's go. Cynthia. Okay, great. So Linda, Uganda. Fantastic. Tell us, be proud of where you're from, what you represent. Sell yourself. Who are we talking to? Okay. We have Anana from Ghana. Okay, all right. Ghana in the house. Ginto, Zambia, Violet and Rebecca. Listen, this is great. I'm on holiday, so I'm a bit chilled. So don't worry, I can put on a suit and carry the suit really well. But today, I'm just chilling. I'm about to hit the gym, so please don't, you don't have to look at the stuff, I'm just in my jogging stuff. But anyway, very excited. I saw Sydney. I saw let me see. There's some chats that came through. Edith and Vitaplet from Tanzania. Wow. Sydney from Uganda, top builder. Fantastic. Oh my gosh, we have some great people. Introduce yourself. Do not be shy. Listen. This is about selling yourself. This is about letting the world know who you are. And this is about you setting a stage for you to, explode or expose your brand to the rest of the world. You cannot be known in hiding, right? You cannot be known in hiding. Yes, darling, you cannot be known in hiding. So expose yourself, expose yourself, expose yourself. But listen, I'm excited. This is a great conversation we're going to have. I'm really looking forward to getting some feedback from you as to how you think this may impact you. Henry, you're welcome. Port Harcourt, this is Nigeria. Wow, we have some great people. Listen, so listen, I want to talk about you today, and I want to really position you to understand we're living in unprecedented times. Everything has changed. Everything has changed. But the beautiful thing is we're ready. We're ready. And I want to make sure that everybody understands from this phone call, from this conversation, you should be able to take some tools and be able to use that in your day-to-day life to be able to build a better life, to be able to build a better business, a better community, a better family, whatever you want to use it for. Now, I often tell people this is not expert information. I'm not purporting to say my stuff is, sort of set in stone and it's the only way to do it. This works. It works because it's worked for me and several other people. I've spent many, many years looking into what makes people successful and what makes us fail, because I understand failure to the same degree that I understand success. I understand my responsibility as a person and what I project out there, how that's going to impact me. And, obviously my business, the people that surround me, my family, and all of those things, right? So this is important. So this is CEO Mentorship, Lose Your Mind. My name is Danson Magara. I'm the CEO of Red 5 and a few other companies that I run. What I'm looking at is to really build or continue to build, if you like, a network of people, a community of people that are going to really transform their world through the renewal of the mind. Change your mind, lose your old beliefs, lose those things that people have taught you that perhaps haven't worked for you, and you still kind of hold on to them because it was Uncle Bob and he's really powerful and he's an attorney and he taught me these things, so I have to do them. Start to question some people, start to look at some of those spiritual leaders in your life and, siblings that are really powerful. Just look at some of the things they've taught you. Are they really working for you? They may have worked for those people maybe during that time. They may not be applicable today, but perhaps because they are really powerful in your life, you're gonna go, no. But this is, Uncle Bob told me this, and it has to work, and he's a millionaire or billionaire. Just because they love you, just because they have lots of money, just because they've been around a lot longer than you, they're probably much, much older, much more experienced in life than you are. They may not be qualified to advise you in the current climate. So just be really careful. Am I the right person to advise you? Maybe not. I don't know. It's not that important that you pick me. What's important though is that you start to look at where can I go to get the information that I need in order to build the life that I want to build. First thing I want to awaken in you is the realization that everything that's happening to you is as a result of your thoughts. Your thoughts become things. Your thoughts trigger feelings that, induce a level of motivation or desire to do something. So when you start to act upon things, that's what we see. That's the visual image of who you are. And when you become that person, when people start to look at that, the screen of your life, you're projecting your thoughts. But it's not just your thoughts, it's your most dominant thoughts. Whatever you ponder on, whatever you think about most becomes who you are. That's your frequency. That's your vibration. I often tell people this. I love talking about this. This is the biggest secret that wealthy people have and regular people have started to understand it, and they're becoming wealthy as a result. This works, okay? Every time you think of something and you continue to think about it and you continue to give it more life, it's a bit like adding fuel to the fire. So you keep doing it. You've thought about something really bad, really negative, and you're frustrated. And as you think about it more, it gets worse and it gets worse and it gets worse. And you start saying, I don't know how to stop this. You're in a spiral. Why is that? Because as you think about something, it has to show up. It's not maybe, it's not I don't think so. It's not, let's try it. No, it has to show up. It just continues and continues and continues. And before you know, if you do it repeatedly, and if you repeat this over, probably a prolonged period of time, perhaps a month or, 6 months, a year, eventually what happens is you become that. So people know you, they say, that's David who, that's, Janet who, that's, Bob who, and there's always that line that follows your name, that who you are. So just be very careful and don't monitor your thoughts, monitor your feelings. Your feelings are your GPS. Your feelings will give you direction. They will say you're headed in the wrong direction, because as human beings, we are created to feel good. Our if you like, our state of being, or the most generic culture of a human being, is that of wellness and happiness and joy and, progression and growth and prosperity. We were created successful. Now, when we get distracted by externals and we start to go the other way, you feel bad. You get an alarm. The alarm goes off and says, whoa, I feel depressed and sad, and I feel really, really weak and tired, and I'm fearful. When you start to feel those things, that's like a smoke alarm. When there's a fire or there's smoke in a house, the alarm goes off before the fire, and it says there's a fire coming. So what happens is, in psychology, when you understand this, you start to realize that, look, whenever you feel bad, it's a sign that you should change your state. You should focus or redress or, look at your thoughts and observe them and say, hey, hold on a second. Hold on. I'm not feeling like myself. And it's happened to you because you've met people before, and as soon as you see them, you have this feeling of dampness, and you go, who is this person? I don't feel good being around this person. Your frequency, your vibration, your energy is clashing, is in conflict with your audience. So what do you have to do? What he's saying is warning you. It's saying, move away from this person, move away from this situation, move away from those thoughts. You see, we always know when things are not good, or when things are not going well. We always know when things are about to get worse. We know. And then whenever it happens, people say, I knew it, man. I knew it. I just felt like it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. Of course you knew it. The question is, are you going to heed the alarm, or are you going to hear the alarm and it gets louder and louder, and then your oops moment or your ouch moment comes up when the fire is already ablaze? Your thoughts become things. Your thoughts trigger feelings that give you the motivation to do something. And that something will lead you to what we perceive as failure or success. Failure is predicated on your expectation. If you expected X and you get Y, in your mind, it's perceived as failure. If somebody expected Y and they got Y, small or big, it doesn't matter. In their mind, they're successful. So let me talk about you. There is who you think you are. If you're writing it down, this is what you need to write down. There's who you think you are in your mind. You have this perception of who you think you are, right? The self-perception, the self-identity. I think I'm a nice person. And there are people who are really perceived by other people to be really evil and nasty. When you talk to them, they're confused. They go, but I'm a nice person. You can actually convince yourself to be an identity that you're not. And why do I say the word you are not, right? There's who you think you are, who you perceive yourself to be. There's who the observer thinks you are. Therefore, the rest of the world, how we see you. There's who we think you are, right? And there's who your impact says you are, your results. Those are the three things I want to focus on. Who do you think you are? Who do they think you are? Who does your impact say you are? Or what do your results say about you? That's the identity we're talking about. It's very, very important, right? Okay, so self-perception it can be very, very good. It can also be, it can lead to some kind of delusion of grandeur where you think everything is working. The idea has to be that you have to analyze yourself, or you have to look at yourself in respect to what you're trying to create, who you want to become, not who you are today, but who you want to become. You have got to align your current self to who you're trying to build to become in future, or perhaps who you're walking towards. There's a version of you that you want to create. Now, just like you build a house, you can build your life. Just like you build a business, you can build your life. Just like you build a relationship, just like you build a skill, you can build your life. So you have to build a skill. It requires, like right now, some of you are writing these things down. You're understanding what's going on, and you're working towards, putting this into practice. Some people are just listening in. Some people are falling asleep. Some of you are in bed. I don't know where you are right now. Okay. But depending on how serious you are at building, or how focused you are to actually go out there and project that version of who you are. Because remember, we are nothing but the graphics that we display to the world, the visuals, these things that people capture. They go, he's tall, she's short, she's tall, she's beautiful, he's not. You've met some really pretty people, like their face is so beautiful, but they're actually ugly because they think they're ugly. So they project that to the world, and the world says, she's nice, but for some reason, like she I don't know, like there's something about her, like she's, it is a difference between looking good and being an attractive. All right. So you have to be very, very careful to not just, concede or perhaps give up and become that person that you currently are, and expect that, through that status you're in, you're probably going to be able to build a new self. You have to change your processes in your head. You have to change your system in your head. You have to therefore start to cultivate good feeling thoughts that are aligned with the person you're projecting to become. Projecting means it's in the future. It's coming. It's who I'm trying to become. So you can look at it as your physiology. You can look at your psychology. You can look at your spiritual man, or your spirit man, or your spiritual side. You can start to, manage your emotions better. You can look at it, through so many different windows. But what's really important, is who are you trying to become? It's not important that you change the perception of the observer, therefore the world that sees you from, outside within, right? I'm not interested in whether you think I'm nice or I'm not. What's really important is that I am nice and really focused on my goals. I want to stop there for a second. I don't know if you're getting this one, right? If you're getting this one, just give me a thumbs up, because I don't want to talk to myself. I don't know if you're getting this one, because watch this, yeah? What's really important is not who you think you are. What's really important is not who they think you are. What's really important is how true are you to your objectives. I want to become successful. What does that mean? There is a measure for success. Thank you, everyone. There's a measure for success, and that measure is actually personal. It's personal. Some of you own homes. You own a home, and if you put it on the market, it will probably cost $1 million. You'll sell it for $1 million, that home that you live in today. And you own a home, and you're trying to earn $100,000 a month because you saw somebody else, trying to do the same thing, but you live under different circumstances. Now, you're being inspired to aspire to be like somebody else, and that's taking your happiness. It's taking your juice. It's making you feel like, oh my God, I don't have enough. You own $1 million home, but you don't even know you do. So what happens is you see something on Instagram, or you see somebody speak in a conference or in a church or some setting, and you say, why am I not like that? But what you don't know is they rent their home. They don't own a home. Their aspirations are different. So you get dragged into this war between yourself, the person you are, and the person you want to become, because you're being seduced by externals, or the observer becomes your point of reference. I don't know if you're ready for this information, guys, but this is important. What's important, what I'm saying to you, is realize where you are right now. What is your self-identity? And then ask yourself the question, just like you plan a house, just like you plan to build a skill, you're writing these things down. Start to sketch out a plan of the person you want to become. The things you want to have are induced by the person you become. They are a direct result of the person you become. The things you want to have will mirror the person you've become. This is so important. So what comes first? It's the becoming. More confident, much happier. Delay, procrastinate your anger, procrastinate your fear. Just say, I'm going to get scared, but tomorrow I'm going to get angry at what you just did to me, but let me do that tomorrow. Today I'm focused. I'm going to be happy today. Delay your self-doubt. You say, with this person that I'm meeting today, tomorrow I'm going to be nervous, but today, no, I'm good. I'm happy today. I'm excited about meeting this person. I'm usually lazy and I like being lazy, but let me procrastinate that. Let me do that tomorrow. Today, I'm gonna do something. I don't like training. I don't like going to the gym, but you know what? Today, I'm just going to find a way to just do it anyway. It's not going to be pleasant. I'm not going to enjoy it, but I'm just going to do it. You have got to start instructing yourself to becoming the person that you need to become, to have the capacity that's required for you to achieve the things you want to achieve. I'm going to say that one more time. You have to be prepared to do anything, whatever it takes, to become that person that you have to become, to have the capacity to acquire the life that you desire, the dreams that you have, the goals, the aspirations. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they see. Because my inner man is invisible. Nobody sees him. Nobody can hear my inner man except me. I'm the only person that has internal dialogue with me. Man, I don't know if you're ready for this information. You cannot be part of my internal conversation. It's just me and God. That's it. So therefore, I have the liberty to think what I want, feel what I want, dream as much as I want. I have the audacity to become that giant within my head, within my feelings. I have that liberty I have that audacity. I have that freedom to become that person that I want to become. And when you practice something, you improve. And when you improve something, you start to get, the feeling of, maybe I can tell the world that this is happening to me. Some of you are singers. You sing in church, you sing in groups, you sing, different places. The first time you knew you could sing, you were just singing to yourself in your head. You're like, I don't know, like this, there's a voice in me. And then one day you're singing in a shower. And then one day you started singing to a spouse or a friend of, they go, oh my God, you have such a beautiful voice. And then one day, your friends teased you into, singing a verse, and you went for karaoke, and then you sang, and everybody stood up and they gave you a round of applause, and you say, hold on a sec, I can sing. It started with the internal conversation. Don't sell yourself short. Do not be seduced by the externals, the people observing you. They're just an audience. And you have the remote control to switch them on or switch them off or make them loud. Listen, the audience plays to your strength, and they dance to your strings. Whatever strings you're strumming, that's what they're going to dance to. So the question is not who they think you are. The question is not even the results you're getting. The results you're getting are a direct measure of the thoughts that you have. The quality of your thinking is the quality of your results. So if you want to change your results, you have to change the quality of your thinking. And let me tell you, it's a simple thing. It's really a simple thing. Start saying things like, I'm so grateful that I'm healthy. That's success. Just start there. I really appreciate the fact that I have 2 eyes and my sight is beautiful. I appreciate that I can feel the sun on my skin. I mean, you guys think this stuff is small. You go, but Danny, I want to make $1 million. No. The $1 million is a reflection of who you are, your capacity. You see, there's so many people, so many poor people with lots of money. And there are lots of wealthy people with no cash. What I'm talking about is their capacity. There are rich people with no money. There are poor people with lots of money. There's a difference. So in building your capacity, in order to be able to sell yourself, you need to learn to improve these areas. So you're going to have to write these things down. Okay. So number one is, man. Okay. I don't know. Are you getting this? I'm going to say something now that's going to offend some of you, but you cannot be humble for something you don't have. Man, humility is always absent to those who don't have what to be humble about. So let me explain. And I want you to write this statement down and study it after this call, because it's going to confuse some of you. It's going to agitate you a little different. Humility is only awarded to those who have a lot to offer, but they shun the praises. I'm going to say that one more time. Humility is only awarded to those who have a lot to offer, but they shun the praises. Shun as in S-H-U-N, the praises. They avoid the praises. Very often, they will credit the system. So you cannot be humble about your combat skills if you don't have them. People will say, man, Lewis Hamilton is really humble. I asked him to drive me to the shops and he drove like a granny. He was That was amazing. I just expected him to jump into my car and just tear it to pieces. But, you know, he just drove me gently and he brought me back home. I was so surprised. But Lewis Hamilton can be humble about driving. He's one of the best drivers to ever sit behind a steering wheel. Listen, you cannot be humble for something you don't have. When you're broke and you lack confidence and you're down on your luck, people don't call you humble. They just say, this guy's scared. So here's the thing. Underline the word. Have a lot to offer. Where does that come from? It comes from your stock as a human being. It's what value do you add to society? You want me to buy into you? You're telling me you're a humble person, but you have nothing to offer me? What are you being humble about? Humility is preceded by some kind of skill or value or an offering. You cannot be humble for something you don't have. So this is one of the most attractive qualities in humanity. In order to acquire that state of being called a humble person, you have to have sickening skill. You have to have a quality, a character that people want to invest into or buy into, or they want to access. When you're black belt in martial arts, you don't fight. People trying to attack you, you say, man, I don't want to hurt you. I'm sorry, like, please stop doing that. Right? I was listening to Khabib. He's one of my favorite, you know, I like combat sport. You know, this guy is an MMA fighter. He's a grappler. He does all kinds of, you know, combat sport, right? But mainly he's a cage fighter. And he's saying, you know, this guy is saying to him, look, man, why are you taking so long in the queue? And, you know, he's trying to push him. He said, don't do that. Don't do that. He says, you know, I can hurt you. I can hurt you because, you know, I'm a combat sport fighter. Like, I don't want, you know, just be careful. That's humility. So before you aspire to be humble, just top up on your skill. What are you being humble about? What are you being humble about? It doesn't have to be things. It could be just a quality you have. You're a generous person. And people say, you know, thank you for bringing this. And you're a very kind person. You can be humble about being kind. But if you're a rude person, you don't care, you're selfish about everything you do, unfortunately, you cannot exude a quality of humility. Humility is one of the most appealing things in life. Successful people are humble. People who don't have money, people who don't have success that they claim to have, they're seemingly obnoxious and they're condescending, they're sarcastic in everything they do. They try and put other people down. So people who are humble, who have achieved a lot of things, they are carriers. I want you to write this down. They are carriers, they are not the Lord. They're not the Lord. They are carriers. They carry the Lord. They carry a skill. They carry a quality. They carry love. They don't claim to be love. They don't claim to be, you know, I'm the money. No. When you ask them, how come you have so much money? They say, I have a system that I use. Do you want to see the system? I can show you the system. I use a simple system. But you're really special. No, my system is special. You know, my gosh, you're so strong. You go, no, I'll tell you what I do to gain this level of, you know, strength. I actually train in the gym 4 times a week, and this is what I do. And, you know, you can do it as well. They often are quick to dismiss themselves as being that thing that you crave. You see, people who tell you, people like you've met these people and you hate them. Everybody hates them. They go, you know why I'm successful? Because it's me, you know, like I'm special, man. Like, you know why I sell a lot? I'm the baddest. Like, you know, you can't be like me. That's the ego speaking. That's not humility. People who have a lot, they have learned a way to actually tame their ego. It's not cockiness, it's confidence. All right. The next thing, humility was number one. Number two is self-care. Self-care. If you want to sell yourself, you have to be a person who actually looks after themselves. You see, you need to look at yourself as a showroom. When you build an estate, you have a show home. When you're selling cars, you have a demo car. It's beautiful, pristine. It smells better than the new ones. It's very, very meticulous the way they do things. They bring you in. Everything is organized. The showrooms are great. If you ever go to like BMW or Mercedes or Ferrari or one of these big showrooms, Range Rover, it's beautiful, man. You go to Louis Vuitton, they have display things that they put out there. They greet you very different. It's a completely different experience to perhaps going to a lesser model, if you like. Okay, let me explain why. So you as a person, you need to remember that every single day is a show. It's showtime. The minute you step out of your home, the minute you step out of your bed, even your children are watching you. They're drawing from you. They say, what confidence are we getting from mom and dad? You know, what attitude are they in? If you wake up grumpy and you chucking things around the house, that's not just going to ruin your day. It's going to ruin the entire house day. Everybody's feeding into your energy. And some of you are really strong with this stuff. So you've got to look after yourself. When I say self-care, it's not just the physical look, it's the mindset. Be very kind to the things you put in your head, because negative thoughts are like trash in your living room. Negative thoughts are like trash in your living room. Negative thoughts in your brain, they're exactly like garbage in your living room. Would you walk around your living room and get a bag full of, just stinking, garbage, and you pour it around your living room? Would you do that? Some of you would. Okay. I hope not. Now, if you can't do that, why are you allowing negative things to infiltrate your brain? Why are you allowing people to make you feel bad? You've got to look after your brain. Self-care also involves how you look. Invest in yourself. Look good. Smell good. There's a difference between doing it and doing it, or overdoing it, or underdoing it. Not doing it enough, or doing too much of it. Too much is too much sometimes. This is what happens. Some people hear that, you say, go and buy yourself a cologne or perfume, and they empty the bottle on their body. They go, yeah, I'm going to smell good. They walk into a place and the guy's like, man, how many bottles of perfume did you put on your body? Right? I have a friend of mine, Dominic, and his wife is German. And she's so brutal, man. I remember when I was a kid, I bought this cologne. It was really, really strong. It was nice. It was for the money I had at the time, it was expensive, right? So I must have paid like £50 for the bottle. So I put a little bit more than I should have. And I went to see Dom, and we're having dinner at his house. And Christina says, Danny, your perfume is too strong. I'm getting a headache. I'm going, wow, man. I was messing with her evening. She's like, why did you do that? So there's a difference between overdoing it and, not doing enough, or perhaps, just doing just the right amount. So, just be careful. You have to look good. Don't apologize about looking good, man. Look good, groom yourself. Some people forget to have a haircut. Men, if you're a dude and your hair is outgrown and this one is higher, this one is short, it's not style. You're just careless. And not everybody cares about that stuff. But let me tell you something. Everybody notices it. Somebody who looks after themselves is a worthy investment. The way I look at your showroom, the way I look at your display unit, it tells me how you're going to care for the things I'm going to invest in you. Groom yourself. Look good. Don't just, do this. No, shower. I'm telling you, I'm going there. Shower. If you're in a hot country, twice a day, shower. Some people don't mind bad body odor. They don't mind. But everybody notices. And you may find that the people who are looking to buy into you don't like the smell. Train yourself. When I say self-care, educate yourself. Educate yourself. I was talking to a friend of mine, and I'm saying he's running a business here. I said to him, look, how is it going? He says, great, we're trying to expand and whatever. And I said to him, how much cash do you guys have in the business? He said, not much, but, we're trying to expand. And I said, what's going on? Have you sat down with somebody that's going to advise you? Or have you looked around the business climate and understood maybe there's an imminent recession? People are talking about that. Recessions are, for some people, they're fallacious. They don't exist, but it does happen. So when, everybody's told that the economy is going to go bad or south, people get ready. It's like when you say there's a war coming, people start buying stuff. When we had COVID, people went to the supermarkets. They bought all the toilet tissue. There was no toilet roll in any supermarket in the UK because they thought, okay, we're going to be in the house. So we might as well, stock up. So I said to this guy, I said, cash is king. You've got to, it doesn't matter how much stuff you have. You need to have money. You need to stop all this stuff, the gym memberships, the yoga classes you're giving your staff. You need to stop giving them, car allowances. You need to stop some of the perks because listen, the economy has changed. You need to get a smaller office. So as I'm talking to this guy, he says, so how come nobody's told me this stuff? And I said, how come you haven't gone to the internet to look up, the current economic climate in the UK? He's like, Danny, I was just going all out, trying to, I go, no, dude, you can still do that stuff, right? And I'm not saying I'm accurate. I'm just saying to him, look, just plan ahead because you're going to put yourself under enormous pressure. And then what happens is sometimes the pressure takes you out and you shut down your business. So being educated about the current economic climate, being aware of what's going on around you is very attractive to people who want to do business with you. That's part of selling yourself. Don't go into conversations and you don't know what's going on in the world. And then people say, have you heard? You go, I don't know. I don't really listen to news. I'm really not interested in that stuff. But I spend a lot of time, on the net, just checking things, researching things and seeing what's going on. I follow the different things that are happening. We live in a very tech-driven world. How is that impacting my business? And how is that going to impact my business 10 years from now? You'll never get it accurate. You'll never be on point. But guess what? At least you're aware. Okay? So stupidity is unattractive. Okay? But there's a difference between stupidity and trying to be clever. Okay? Just seek education. Seek education. I'm not talking about academics. I'm talking about learn. Just, understand the current affairs. The time you spend on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, if you actually picked up a book, let me see. I have a book that I travel with everywhere I go. I'm in my car, but I travel with this. This is my little business Bible. I don't actually go anywhere without this book. I have a copy everywhere I go. There you go, John. And there you go, John. And that's it. That's the one. That's the one. And I'm not saying it's the only book, and I'm not saying you should have one. I'm just saying it works for me, right? So just top up on your brain, your psychology, your physiology, top up on your spiritual side, learn how to manage your emotions. This is really important. This is all part of self-care. Mental health is very important. In Africa, we never really knew names like schizophrenic. In Africa, we never knew names like bipolar. In Africa, we didn't know names like narcissist. But now we're a global village and people are talking about, schizophrenia. In Africa, they're talking about bipolar, because the kid doesn't want to eat food. My kid is bipolar. I go, what does that mean in your language? How do you say bipolar in Nigeria? How do you say bipolar in Bara, in Uganda? How do you say bipolar in Zambia? Give me a name. How do you say stress in Luganda? Do you have a word in Lingala that says stress? No. So what happened is we've acquired all these external forces and this new information. And instead of focusing on the things that build us, we're focusing on the fear of what's coming. Be kind to yourself. Look after yourself, your brain, your physical body. Just go running. Some of you are in a healthy business. You're promoting health. Some of you work with me in Salad Master. And, you're unhealthy. Your skin is terrible. You don't dress good. You're overweight. Why? Why are you selling health and you look unhealthy? And then you say people don't buy into me. Of course they don't buy into me. There are people, I don't care, I'm sorry. But there are people that if I go to them and they say, I'm a fitness instructor, I say, I'm sorry, man. I'll come back later. You're not going to train me. No, you don't look like how I want to look like. I'm aspiring to be in shape, and I'm being trained by somebody who doesn't understand how to be in shape. Self-care. Be careful. Right? So not everybody appreciates. Some people don't care about these things, but everybody appreciates it. Okay? So my attitude is I don't want to gamble. I show up to my meetings in suits. I go to meet clients with a great attitude. I'm enthusiastic wherever I go. Some people don't like it. Some people don't care about it, but everybody appreciates it. I'm very kind when I meet people. Some people don't care. There are people who send me messages or I do something. I say, I'm sending you this. This is the write-up you're looking for. And their answer to me, John, and they say to me, okay. I go mad. I just spent an hour drafting something you're supposed to do, and you can't even say thank you. So you haven't sold yourself to me. So what happened is next time you want something done, I'm not helping you because you didn't thank me. I spent an hour of my time writing the letter you were supposed to write. And the answer that I get is, okay. Here's the article I found, John, and I found an article in the newspaper. It's fantastic. I reckon it's going to change your world. Just have a read through it. I hope it helps you. Okay. That's lack of etiquette. That's just lack of etiquette. That's just bad manners. You're not a horrible person. You're just not cultured. And lack of culture is unattractive. You cannot attract people to you if your culture is bad. Just say thank you. That's it. Just say have a great day. That's it. Don't just say bye. What's that? What is that? We were talking. Bye. That's rude. Some people don't mind it, but everybody appreciates politeness. Some people say, I don't care how my guys dress in my office as long as they sell. I do. I care how they look like. Because you're going to run into somebody that's supposed to give me $500,000 because you look like a Trump. They're not going to do business with you. Guess what? We just lost that business because I was careless. Sell yourself to the highest bidder. The right people appreciate when everything is done properly. The right people. Some people don't care. And some people say, oh, as long as a guy can do this. No, there's a reason why you ladies wear makeup. Maybe you don't care about the state of your skin. But there's a reason you wear makeup. Because you know that everybody appreciates it when you look like that. But some people may not care. They go, I don't care. But then too much makeup, if you're going to wear like foundation, like you're wearing plaster, wall plaster. That's dangerous. That's irritating as well. So people don't look at you. They just look at your, they just look at the plaster on your skin. They go, man, why are you carrying that stuff? Your face must feel heavy. You don't have to do that. So I want you to understand that self-care goes a long way, and people will pay you and they'll invest in you to the degree to which they value you. And how you look like is important. That's why some movies are blockbusters, because the preview pictures, they look amazing. They spend a lot of time, millions and millions of dollars working out the preview for the movie. So when you show up to my office, when you show up to meet that investor, when you show up to meet that new friend, when you show up to meet that influential person, the preview will dictate whether they continue the conversation or not to continue the conversation. So I'm well packaged. I'm ready. I'm ready, man. I wear my suit. I carry my suit well. I'm ready. So all the other stuff can come later. When you open your mouth, they know. When you start talking, they're listening to the intelligence. Then they listen to the wisdom in what you're saying. Then they start to fetch for value in what you're saying. Then they say, I like this one. And when you're super skilled and you've looked after that side, you can be humble. The last two things, I'm about to finish. The other thing that's a quality that's very appealing and that will sell yourself is the ability to respect people. Respect everyone. Even the morons. Respect everyone. Everyone. Let me explain this, yeah? Before you can respect me, you have to respect yourself. Not being groomed is disrespectful to yourself. Not brushing your teeth is disrespectful to yourself. Not revising before the interview is disrespectful to yourself. Not showing up on time is disrespectful to yourself. Not paying attention is disrespectful to yourself. So what happens is you cannot pour out of a cup that has nothing in it. The first thing you have to do, learn to respect yourself. When people keep saying to you, you're so disrespectful, what they're saying is that you have no value, not even to yourself. You see, when a person is rude, they come in and they start going, I don't even know how to do it very well, but some of you are very, very good at that, right? When somebody does that, you look at them, you go, what's wrong with this person? You don't feel right. You go, man, you're so disrespectful. What you're saying to them is they don't respect themselves. Some of you wear stuff that the guy says, man, why are you disrespectful to my business? Look how you dressed. What they're saying is, why are you disrespectful to yourself? You're making the place look untidy. That's what they're saying to you. So guess what? You can't pour out into somebody unless you have it. You have got to respect yourself first. You have to top up on yourself. You have to build your self-identity, your value. And this comes from skill. It comes from self-awareness. It comes from godliness. This religious stuff, man, I don't want to go there. I'm talking about spirituality. I'm not talking about trying to appease some pastor or some imam. I'm talking about spiritual God stuff. Respect yourself. Why are you talking like that? Because when you talk like that, you don't respect yourself. Therefore, you start to litter around everybody else. Your self-disrespect becomes the respect that you actually give me, which is disrespectful. And business people don't like that. Nobody likes that. Your relationships will start to really plummet in everything. When you're a parent and you're cursing in front of your kids all the time, and you're smoking cigarettes, and you start drinking and passing out on the couch, because of your lack of respect for yourself, your children start to disrespect you. When they start to disrespect you, start saying, do not disrespect me, I'm your father. No, It started with, I'm just picking your vibes. You will receive the respect to the degree to which you receive yourself. You respect yourself, rather. So learn how to respect yourself. Be kind to yourself. Do you understand? And remember what we said in the beginning. Are you aligned to the person that you're trying to create? Are you aligned to the vision that you have of the person that you're trying to create? When you align yourself to that person and you're clear about the structure, you're clear about the architecture that's required for you to build that person, that version of you. Oh man, you will be more careful. You'll be prudent in everything you do because you respect yourself. So respect comes with integrity. Be honest with yourself. Respect comes with listening. When I listen to John and I'm in his office, I'm talking to him. If I don't listen to him, I'm not respecting myself, and I'm not respecting him, because I'm going to come up with some stupid answer, or I'm going to come up with a different concept to what he's talking about. So I want you to do this. I really want you to do this. Just pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Pay attention to what you're saying. Listen to your words. Listen to your thoughts. Pay attention. Pause before you answer. That's a really good question, Jonah. It's a really good question. Can I come back to you on that one? I need to think about this one. That's a really good question. Don't just come up with an answer because I have to answer. You see, I had to tell him that. Don't do that. I had to tell him that. No. Just a customer asks you a question. They're trying to buy into your product, into your vibe, your persona, into your service. And you don't know the answer. You just go, let me tell you, Edith, that's a really good question. It's a very, very powerful question. Can I ask you a favor? Can you let me go away and find the real answer to this, and let me come back to you with something? Let me come back to you with something. Let me come back with something. And when you do that, people respect you. They say, oh, this person doesn't want to litter themselves. When somebody calls you and you can't talk to them properly, it's important. You say, Jonah, you call me at the wrong time, but your call is really important. Can I ask you a favor? Can we pick this up in an hour? And when you say in an hour, do it. And if you're not going to do it, text them. I can't do it. It's never going to be perfect. I do this as well. Sometimes I have meetings with people and, it doesn't happen. But in the main, I am always looking for ways. And even if I don't text you back or call you back, when I do come back to you, I will apologize and I will make you realize that I made a mistake. I made a fool of myself. I'm not going to be like, yeah, I couldn't do it. Don't worry about it. No. The other way to show respect is to empathize. One of the things that I love, that I learned in psychology, you may want to pick this up. When you practice the art of not judging, oh my God, do you know how much space you clear in your brain? Being non-judgmental is one of the most powerful things you can have. When you meet me, you meet a dude that's like this size, pint size. And this dude is really important. But you kind of go, I just met this little short guy and I don't know who he is. He's a CEO of a $500 million company. But because you judged him on size, because you judged her on size, because you judged her on sex, because you judged her on her orientations, because you judged her on this, what happens is you miss good people. And people don't buy into you. I'm telling you. I remember I was doing a presentation for this guy, and I said to him, what time is your wife coming back? There was a lady who was late to the show. She came in later and she said hi, and she just kind of squeezed herself somewhere on the couch and she sat there. So I said, what time is your wife coming back? She was the wife. She said, I'm here. By the way, my name is Dr. I said, Karaku, what did I just do, man? I spent the entire presentation apologizing for not knowing she was a wife. I learned a lesson. Don't judge. I'm not even saying don't judge a book by its cover. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying just don't judge. Don't put those feelings in your brain. Just find out. Listen, let them talk to you. Let them experience them before you make a judgment on how you feel about them. This will help you sell a lot more of yourself and your wares. The other last thing is that do not argue with people who you're supposed to do business with. Don't exchange with your team. I have moments where I rip into my guys. I go mental. But I don't want to stand on the corner with Darlene and start having an exchange. You know, what do you mean? And all. No. I'm being disrespectful to him. I'm disrespecting myself. I cannot stand an exchange with Darlene. No, because he works in my company. I respect him. I respect myself. So we're going to talk. And if we can't talk, let's pick this another time. But I don't want to have an exchange. And I'm not the only person that's hot-headed. You are too. Most people are hot-headed. Most of us have an opinion. Most of us get mad. It's my business. How dare you do that to me? That's moronic. Don't exchange with your people. Don't use sarcasm. Sarcasm is the weakest form of communication. Don't use sarcasm. Don't gaslight people. Do not be condescending to people. If you don't think somebody understands what you're saying, don't say you're really stupid. Don't say things like, you know, I didn't think you'd understand it anyway, so I was wasting my time. And that's terrible. You're disrespecting yourself. I knew you were gonna rip me off anyway because you're a thief. You're disrespecting yourself. You're saying I'm the kind of person that gets ripped off. You gotta be very careful what you put out there, because whatever you put out there is spelling your brand. The last thing here is take a measured approach. Take a measured approach. So we talked about humility, self-care. We talked about respect. We talk about measured approach. Too much is too much. Too much is too much. Humans, listen, they think and they perceive superheroes to be marvelous. Let me say that again. Human beings perceive superheroes to be marvelous. They're fantastic, but they don't want to go on the journey with them. Some of you have missed it. Don't become a superhero to your customers. Don't become a superhero. Don't say you know everything. It's like me coming here saying I know everything. Everything I'm saying is correct, and if you don't follow, you'll be a failure. No. I don't know everything. I'm just giving you my version of what I know. And somebody has probably a better version. But here's the thing though. People don't want to roll with superheroes. Have you met that guy in the gym that you look at the muscles and you go, man, I don't even want to stand next to you. You feel embarrassed. Too much is too much. So you don't want to have that thing where people look at you and they say, you know, this guy knows everything. She knows everything. She's better than all of us. No one is better than you. They just know something you don't, have probably been doing it a bit longer. And really, in closing, what I'm saying is your attitude is your unique selling point. It's your USP. In sales, we call it USP. Your attitude is your unique selling point. Your energy is your unique selling point. The kind of care that you show to people, the enthusiasm, the passion, the love, the things you emit, that's your unique selling point. Everybody has an attitude. Is yours one that people would like? Or is yours one that people would kind of go, you know what, I don't even want to be like this dude. I don't like their attitude. Attitude is a frame of mind. Attitude you cannot try and, you know, fake it. People will feel it just like dogs. Human beings are really highly sensitive beings. So your trump card, your number one selling point is your attitude. I hope you've enjoyed this, guys, and I hope you've learned something. I really want to appreciate you. I'm humbled that you take your time to actually listen to this. I welcome anybody that has questions. You can send them to the group chat. I also want to welcome you to this channel. If it's the first time you've been here, I encourage you to come in, bring your friends and family. It's free. We don't actually charge. Every Tuesday, we do this. But also, we're going to be having a seminar in East Africa. So hopefully, it's probably going to be either Uganda or Kenya. We're going to be bringing in some people, bringing them together, and we're going to have a live seminar. Just, we're going to feel the sweat in the room. But I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, because every week I get a story of somebody who's done great. Every week I get a story of somebody who's growing and things are happening. And I'm encouraged by that, not because I think I'm amazing, because I think that it's amazing that you're that kind of student, because everything I know, I stole from other people. I listened to other people. I was trained and groomed by other people. And guess what? I'm not even at 40%. I'm not a finished product yet. I'm still learning. I'm still revising. I'm studying things that I can share with you guys eventually. But right now, just keep working on yourself. Increase your capital. Increase your likability, your appeal. Increase all of those things. And I'm telling you, man, you'll be amazed how great things start happening to you. Start today, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Hopefully, you have a story to tell. God bless you. Thank you.